right, let me get the music down. Listen, if I don't start off with a glitch, maybe my name is not Charlene. Y'all know how I do it over here. Mistakes and all, we let it roll, roll, roll. So welcome in to my panelists. Thank you all for being here. And Anthony is our special guest. He's going to be talking to us a little bit about podcasting because some of us are new to podcasts. So I invited him last minute, and I'm so honored and grateful that he chose to come and be and vibe with us. So please welcome into the Tuba Chat, the Charlene Heal, the Conscious Business Services community with lots of love. Rob was a guest on my show. I've invited other guests that were here before to come back and just vibe with me and celebrate this moment. I'm so grateful. And of course, I can't do a monetization without my brother, Kevin, Tuba Chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us all. I'm meeting Anthony for the first time, I think, right now. And Rod from Points Blank, I've known for a long, long time. So it's good to see you both.
Yes. It's good to meet new folks. So what I'm gonna do before we get started, not to put a damper or anything like that, but I was thinking about maybe pushing this party to another time because there was a death in my family. One of my eldest cousins passed away.
Oh dear.
So I'm just gonna take a moment just to honor that and show respect because when you miss a loved one, it's not an easy process. But thank goodness I know how to cope and deal with things. But just to honor her, I just ask everyone to just be silent for a few seconds and just be grateful for that beautiful energy that was with us for the time she was with us. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now, life has to go on. And one of the things I always say, every situation, there's a positive in it. There's something that we can learn. And I took that energy of, you know what? I'm going to really live in my moments, do whatever it is I need to do every day, live my truth and my purpose. And part of that is delivering messages of wealth and wellness. So with that said, we're going to shift our vibration to celebration and partying and just vibing. And we're going to share about this journey. Let me welcome in everyone that's in the chat, and then I'm going to have my special guests, individually say who they are, what they're all about, and then we're going to get rolling. This is freestyle. Y'all know how I do it. I don't have a script. Listen, we just roll with the flow, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh my God. You guys, can you see the chat? Help me welcome in all these beautiful people in the chat. We got a raid. Oh my God. I love the raids. Y'all keep raiding me. Raid me every day. I'll take it. All right. Let me get you, Petey. Oh my God. We's hard. You're new. Welcome in. Justin Keto. Welcome in. Jesse Miller. Hello. CC Bellas. Hello. Simply Vigo. Hello. Who else am I seeing here? I'm seeing quite a few names. Welcome in. I don't want to miss anybody. I see K Plus Gaming. Hello, my brother. Of course, Points Blank is in the chat as well. Life's Magical Journey. Hello. Life was also a guest on the show, but she couldn't be here due to work, but she's still in the chat, so please show her some love. Oh, Banshee, my sister, all the way from Africa. Hey, welcome in. Welcome. And I know I miss a few people, so please forgive me in advance. Listen, Charlene, make mistakes, and I own it. I'm only human. So I'm going to go in the order of the flow that you guys came in. So Points Blank, you were first. So just tell the people who you be, what you're all about.
Hey, well, first and foremost, congratulations, Charlene, on being monetized. It's also an honor to be up here with Tuber Chat as well as Anthony. My name is Rod. I'm actually I have Points Blank Travel up there because that is my flagship channel. That was the first channel that I started in 2019. And now I have 4 YouTube channels with different niches. One, the flagship Points Blank Travel, talking about how to travel for little or no money out of your pocket. Then I have an investing channel showing people how to invest on a budget with stocks and crypto. I don't touch your money. You do it yourself via Robinhood or Coinbase. I shoot the videos. I tell you what I think is a good investment, and that's Investing with Rod. And then I have my third channel, the Points Blank Experience, where I do, it's kind of like a talk show. I do trending topics. I interview content creators as well as non-content creators. Um, that channel's up and coming. And then I do quite a bit of live streams. So I created a fourth channel called Points Blank Clips. Points, every channel with the exception of Vesting with Rod has an S at the end because my first channel was talking about points and miles, and I'm a point blank guy. I don't have time to sugarcoat anything, straightforward. And Points Blank Clips just gives you the opportunity. I'll usually put a 2 to 5 minute clip of a longer live stream there. So in case someone missed a live stream, I'll put the important parts, the important points, or what I thought was important there. And they don't have to sit up and watch an hour plus live. They can just get tidbits of the best information. So based out of Dallas, Fort Worth, and it's crazy because I was on a call last night where I already have a podcast channel, but now I'm about to tap into probably 3 other ones with the partnerships. So pretty much a busy man. And that's it, Charlene. That's it.
I'm sorry. Listen, my brother, I know that was it, but I'm over here struggling to get the tech working. Listen, expect this. So up next, we have our brother Anthony, who's new to many of us. So please give him a warm welcome. My mods are going to drop their links in the chat to connect with them. There we go, Anthony.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Anthony Weaver. I'm the host of the About That Water podcast show, where we help you build strong financial habits. It is a lifestyle show. So we talk about anything and everything in and around finances, around the everyday person to help you build the life that you deserve. So been doing podcasting for well over about 3 years, interviewed over 120 people, and I put out over 250 episodes. So I have to say that I really do enjoy helping everybody out here today in any way that I can. So this is the reason why I wake up, is to make sure that I can give as much as I can with the knowledge that I've obtained, or even sharing somebody else's knowledge and experiences. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you.
Okay. I promise. Chuba, when it's your turn, I'll do it a little quick. Thank you, Anthony. It's such an honor to have you and Rod and Super Chat. Take it away. I feel like almost everybody knows you, but take it away anyway, my brother.
Thank you, Charlene. It's nice to be up here with all of you. Congratulations again on your monetization for the second time. And so my name is Kevin K, but I come from Tuber Chat Connect and Grow, where we help people who are in the beginnings of their YouTube journey meet other creators who are like-minded, with generosity, of course, thinking about getting people past their first 1,000, 2,000, and even far beyond 10,000 subscribers. We have some copyright music on a separate channel, and then I've got an experimental channel where I just do anything that comes up, unboxings, live streaming, and things like that, so that when we talk about how to make YouTube videos, I can say, here, let me show you, this is an example of what I'm talking about. So Charlene has been a friend of a long time. I'm sure we're all very excited to see her monetized, especially on 2 channels that are so positive, inspiring, and motivating to all of us. And especially somebody who works out the technical details behind her live stream with finesse. I was just with her.
I'm over here cracking up like, oh Lord, I dropped that ball.
But she's been at this a long time, so we all know what to expect when we come with Charlene Heal. Everybody's going to be laughing the whole time through. We know that. I think I just saw Elevate with Verne say that she's on her way in the chat as well, so that's exciting.
Yeah, Verne is supposed to be on the panel with us, and I believe 2 more people. But I'm glad you mentioned that this is the second monetization, and this is just for anyone that's looking to monetize first and then maybe a second channel. My advice is to work on the first one, focus on that, and then get the other one going. Because when you try to do both at the same time, let me tell you, it can be very exhausting. And speaking of exhausting, I have a live stream coming up. It's pinned. It's all about mental health support, mental health tips for YouTubers. Because I know sometimes we get burnt out, we get tired, we get overwhelmed. And we need to avoid that, especially if we're given the kind of content that's really to uplift others. We need to take care of ourselves first. So I'm going to be sharing things that can help us to maintain our mental health. We don't want no cuckoos and crazies around here. We need to keep it nice and neat and tight. Does anyone else on the panel have any advice as far as money? Because I believe, Rod, I think you have 2 channels monetized too, right?
Yeah, I have 2 monetized. One that's getting close and one that's nowhere near being close, and that's the clips channel. I mean, when you're doing 2 minutes at a time, it's going to take forever.
Yes.
I really don't even expect that channel to get monetized, but yeah, I have 2 that are monetized, and I have to agree with Charlene. You know, we can get excited, and I always say in my live streams, we is me. When I say we, I'm talking about myself as well. And we have one channel, and we come up with this thought or this idea, and we want to create another channel, but we really don't have the first channel the way we want it or need it. I know when I created my second channel, I experimented because I tried to talk about investing on the credit card points and miles channel. And my members, my subscribers, my viewers, they weren't having it. They were there for credit and points and miles. They didn't care about investing. So I had to create another channel. But I agree with you, Charlene. And before you go and have multiple channels, get one the way you think you want it, and then move into another realm, and continue to grow and look at it as a business. If you're serious, if it's a hobby, then it's a hobby. But for me, the Points Blank Network is a business. I wake up doing it, I go to bed doing it. So
yeah, for me, I feel like it's both, because I love doing a business that I really enjoy. Like, I just love coming up here, being myself, and just sharing and vibing, giving that. Like, people say to me, Charlene, you have an energy that makes me feel peace or joy. And I'm like, yeah, that's my vibe. So if I could share that, because I feel like the world needs a lot of that. So if I could share that on my platform and just be myself as I sip and enjoy my teas and my blueberries or whatever, I mean, it's a blessing to me. So I really am grateful. I'm looking to be at that point where this can be like a full-time income for me, where I can really just fully commit to this as I do my other businesses, kind of channel it through here. I'm still coming up with that plan in my mind. But Chuba, Kevin, do you prefer me to call you Chuba Chat or Kevin? Because I kind of do both.
Oh, either way, because you got the names on the screen. Whatever you're comfortable with. She calls me Tuber Man everywhere that I go. This is how I know it's her, no matter. She's got 4 channels or 5 or whatever it is now, but I always know it's her.
That I experiment with too, just to see. And it's amazing because sometimes I would share the same thing, the same short on one channel, and I tweak it a little bit and share it on the other channel, and it would blow up on one or the other. I was like, so there's like no rhyme or reason to the algorithm. I'm telling you, I didn't find the formula yet. I'm still experimenting. So tell us a little bit about you and the 2 channels monetization. How was it for you?
Well, I don't wish it on anybody, but so what I often recommend to anyone, because I've been on YouTube for a long time now, is that if you're thinking about another channel, it takes a lot of real consideration, because I think we can all agree that YouTube is a lot more work than we thought it was going to be before we started. And for anybody that knows me well enough, I'm always behind, especially on my own channels, because I run channels for other people as well. But Tuber Chat was a different thing, because I'd already been on YouTube for a couple of years and had experience with a few other channels, including monetizing. So when it was time to start Tuber Chat, I went against my own advice, which is to start, actually thinking about it, forgive me, no, I did not. My recommendation is always to start with a few episodes. Usually I say 10 or 12. I know that's a long stretch. If it's appropriate on your original channel, try your new idea out on your audience. See what happens. See if you're going to follow through with it, if you like it as much as you think you're going to like doing it. And yeah, I forget now. In the early days, I actually did 10 episodes of playlist swapping, Tuber Chat type live stream for practice, actually, before starting the channel, even though I knew I was going to start it. So I had been introduced after my first couple of years on YouTube to a few people in the small YouTuber community, and I was overwhelmed by their generosity, willing to help each other, They literally said, come with us. We'll introduce you to everybody. It felt like a college party. Everybody supports everybody. Everybody has fun together. Everybody, pushes each other along. So there were already hundreds or thousands of growth streams out there. Many of them are still there today. There's different ones of different kinds. But I started Tuber Chat knowing that the magic of the friendships that would be built between creators would be the driver in my version of a growth stream. So luckily it worked out, and it's grown over the years and this and that. And we've got this place now that's starting to expand in content as well. But monetizing that second channel, I'd already been through it a few times. So I was very lucky in getting to practice. I knew what I would do with memberships before we got there. Knew how to increase the idea of the income all the way along before getting there with the Tuber Chat channel. So that was a benefit. And there's a lot of great advice in what you both have said so far. Hopefully we'll hear from Anthony as well on the idea of more than one channel or more than one project and monetization. But it is a lot easier to get to 100,000 subscribers with one channel than it is to get to 50,000 with two. And I have not built a channel to 100,000 subscribers yet or anything like that, but I'm sure we all understand the point and the idea behind it. It can be a lot of fun, and hopefully it is, as well as a lot of work. But that's the advice that I usually put forth, is to try an idea on your original channel first and see if you can keep up, because I can't. I'll tell you right now, and most of the channels that I run, when we have enough content to put out, then yeah, it gets out, but I'm always behind on my personal channel. Always, always, always.
I know, like one of my things is really to get a schedule. And I finally feel like I have that down pat where okay, this is when I'm going to post and this is when I'm going to go live. And it doesn't always work out, but at least if you have that system going, it really helps. And before we move forward, I have a special other guest to welcome in. Everybody remember our sister Lee.
Panama City's in the house.
Hey.
Lee is in the house. Hey, Lee is in the house. Welcome in, sis. We miss you. How are you?
I came over here twice, but for some reason my time is, is different from yours. And I kept checking every hour. I'm like, I thought she said 2 o'clock. No, it said 4 o'clock. So
Lee, I don't know what you're drinking over there.
I don't know, but I want to say thank you for inviting me up and congratulations.
Yay, thank you. We did it. Thank you all. Like, let me tell you guys, each one of you in the chat coming after on the panel, maybe except for Anthony, because he's now getting to know me. You all made this possible. The monetization is possible because of you. It really takes a community. I'm telling you, I've learned so much from you. Anthony, I've learned so much. Like for the short time that I've met you, that few minutes you spoke, it was phenomenal. I learned so much. And I am taking those nuggets. And I am going to invite you back if you have the time to do like just us where we're talking strictly straight up all about podcasting, because I think it's going to be a blessing, because a lot of YouTubers are thinking about podcasting and all that stuff. So Lee, before we go forward, please introduce yourself. Tell the people where they could find you now, because she's no longer here with us.
Yes,
but she's still here.
My name is Lee. Yeah, my name is Lee. Of course, everybody on YouTube know me as Panama City. I am no longer on YouTube. Another story, but I am on all social media. You can find me still on all social media, still pushing my stuff and enjoy. Like I said, anybody reach out to me and want me to come up, like my girl did, I will always come up and support. All you gotta do is reach out to me. And mostly the guys, y'all know how to reach me. So I'm still here. I'm always gonna support, regardless.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I would have gotten this right by now. So I'm going to introduce my other sister that's coming to the panel. Y'all know her as Elevate with Verne. So please welcome in Verne. Hey, Cece, welcome in.
Hello. How's everybody? I know I got my pom-poms going. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you. Now you got solo. Tell the people who you be, what you're all about, Hey.
Okay, I'm trying to get into my background too while I'm talking to you, but it look like it don't want to work, but it maybe it'll do it. I don't know. But welcome everyone. Thank y'all for being here. Congratulations, Sissy. Woo! Monetization. So my name is Elevate with Verne. I'm known as a YouTube cheerleader where I give out tips and strategies on how to help you to become a better content creator, because we not YouTubers. We create content. And I have been on since about 2016, 15, and I started out trying to locate my family, which is just coming along awesome between the last 3 years. And I have met some great people through YouTube, not only as creators, but they have turned into brothers and sisters and cousins. And that is a great thing because social media can be used for good. It's not always for bad. And I am here on Elevate with Verne. I also have a second channel. I have not been on it in a while, but y'all know y'all are more than welcome to go over there and watch content and run the videos. So that's who I am, Elevate with Verne. I know Charlene says she's trying to work on the background. Can you hear me, Charlene? There you go.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody on the panel, what up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Verne?
Everybody on here is my family. My sister, my brothers, my cousins, my friends, oh my God. And Kevin, I'll see you in a few.
Yeah, I've tried not to tell anybody, and I kept on spilling it. Yeah.
Exclusive right here. Exclusive. Yeah. They'll find out.
Yeah.
My brother right here, Anthony. What's up? What up, cousin Rod?
What's going on? What's going on?
Panama and Charlene, I'm so proud of you, sissy. And you know that whatever you need, you've been a moderator on my channel for years. You've been my friend, my sister, and my private off YouTube group. What I did want to say to people is don't just depend on YouTube as your only social media. Make sure you are branching out. And the reason I say that is, what if YouTube goes down? What if YouTube decides to leave social media? What are you going to do? Where's your following? Especially if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business, make sure you have like email lists. Make sure you have other things that you can connect with your community. So I have a different site called Pinsite. That is where I do like my digital products. That's where I do my one-on-one, my group coaching. So make sure you have something else, not just one platform. So I just wanted to put that out there.
No, and that's some solid talk. I do agree. I'm still working on setting up, getting like the email captures or email list, because I think that's really important. Like no matter what platform you are on, it's not yours. You don't have exclusive rights. So you want to connect deeper with the people that really want to connect with you. So with that said, I have a special 3 days virtual retreat coming up. It's going to be all about breathing and wellness. I'm just going to play this for those of you that might be interested in joining that. And I'm going to give a shout out and thanks, because I saw some super chats, some money in the chat. So we're going to celebrate that too. Although I don't have a song yet for it, but we're just going to say thank you.
Charlene,
are you feeling tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, and maybe even anxious? Then join me on my 3 days breathing and wellness retreat, where we come and we relearn how to breathe correctly, how to breathe to reduce stress, lower high blood pressure, replenish our cells. We learn self-care the natural way, and so much more. Check the description for more information and how you can join me on the upcoming 3 days breathing and wellness retreat.
I just love that sound. It's so healing to me, y'all. Listen, I'm a nerd when it comes to
it.
like natural wellness and stuff. So leave me alone.
But tell us about it. Where is it at? Is it virtual? Is it in person?
Yeah, it's going to be virtual. I put the information in the About Me section, talking about all that I'm going to cover, the time and everything. So that's in the description for anyone that would like to join. Members get a discount on that. And, we'll figure it out as we go. It's really going to be, I don't want a big group, just small and intimate, where we can just really be ourselves and vibe and truly get to the root of our unwellness, release some energies on forgiveness, all these kind of energies that get stuck and make us feel unwell. Kind of like unchecked, regain our balance so that we can keep going, get our mindset right and our body aligned as we encourage each other on this journey. So that's what this is going to be all about. It's going to be really intimate and homely like me. So I just want to say thank you. I see Tuba Chat gifted memberships. Thank you, my brother. You are awesome. I saw Big Rooster sent a super chat with congratulations. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it so much. And Rock Shake Beauty sent money. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. Guys, if you didn't like her and share this out, make sure you do that. We're going to be sharing some nuggets that's going to help somebody along this journey. Now, let me tell you all the story behind my monetization on this channel. I first got monetized a couple of months ago, but then they took it away, so I was demonetized. And as you may or may not know, depending on your interaction with YouTube, what do you call them? Customer service. You don't really get a lot of information, and that's where your community comes in, right? So they demonetized me, and they just said, oh, reuse content or something. I didn't understand. Like they said, oh, go read these rules. They just send you to these things to read and read and read. And I'm sorry. I love to learn, but not through reading. There's a block in my mind. Like I just prefer to listen. If someone could share and tell me, I got it. So anyway, I was not getting it. I did not understand. But from what I thought I understood, I redid the thing, did whatever I had to do, came back, tried for it, and they give me the same thing. Nope. Too much reuse content. You don't qualify. So I'm like, okay, this is not ideal. So what I did, I reached out to my community, Tuba Chat. And that's another reason I invited him, because it would not be possible. I'm like, he doesn't know how much he helped me. And he was so patient with me. I reached out and I said, hey, Tuba Man, what does this mean? And the things he wasn't too sure about, it was okay because he gave me what he knew. And I took that. And then I realized I had to go through everything on my channel and got rid of the stuff that looked a little similar. Because in my mind, I thought I was just, mixing things up and making it like recreating, but it was not creative enough. And I had to take responsibility. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? I was taking the lazy way out to get monetized. And that's not why I'm here. I'm here to share content that really is enriching and uplifting. So I had to take ownership. I'm like, no, Charlene, no. It's not just about coming on and streaming something that's just going to build your watch hours. So I took full responsibility. I took off the stuff that were not in alignment with the reuse content. And I am so grateful that Tuba Chat took the time because, I kept probing YouTube. And after I probed them enough and I got one person to kind of give me a hint that, okay, now I could work with this. Then I took it to Tuba Chat and he then gave me what I needed and I did it. And here we are, monetized. So thank you.
I think they did a sweep actually, because they just put out a video either this week or last week about reuse content. But I've heard a few creators all getting like hammered at the same time. So YouTube often does that, right? They'll change a policy or come through. We call them glitches and different things. But this one, I think, was a sweep of reuse content because they were going to put that video out. And they just got after a lot of channels. But they clearly explain now, which they're not usually clear, but they tell us what they consider reuse content. So I'll leave it to everybody to go into your YouTube studio and watch that video from the YouTube creator team, because they say it right there. And then you can comment and lash back at them if you want to. Yeah, but we're glad that you got it back, Charlene Heal, of course.
Me too, because I was like, I don't understand. And let me tell you guys, when you get a no, I can't remember how long it takes, but it's not like within a week that you could reapply. I think it's 3 months or something.
Can be.
Yeah, it was a while. So please make sure you understand what it is you need to do. Don't be putting the same thing up there with a different thumbnail. Like even the same thumbnails they look at, there's quite a few things that they look at as reuse content. So be careful, be creative. I mean, that's why we're here to create. So don't get lazy like Charlene did without even realizing. Take responsibility and give great content. Points blank, thank you, my brother. Yay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey.
I have a question.
Sure, sissy.
What do you guys think? And maybe it's just me. When you go live and how you have your banner, have you noticed that if you just go live, they automatically grab your profile picture instead of your banner now to post?
I haven't noticed.
I've been noticing that. And I'm like, why are they changing it?
You know why? Because when they switched to vertical, they started doing that. That's why. It was right at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it because it looks like, you know, everybody has that same picture. I don't like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to my banner? But oh, Charlene, I sent you one too. You might have to go up, sis.
I didn't even notice that they changed that stuff. Oh, you sent the super chat too. Thank you, Verne.
A few minutes.
And just so you guys know, Verne is a founding member. She is the first member of the channel. So, yes, Verne, thank you so much. All right. So before we move forward, I'm going to give Anthony the spotlight, and he's going to tell us a little bit about podcasting, what it's all about. And for people that are in YouTube that are now looking to start a podcast, you know, just give us a broad brush of podcasting.
Sure. Well, one of the things that when it comes to podcasting, just for some of you who are new to me, like I said before, I've been podcasting for about 3.5 years, coming up on my 4th year and my 5th season. And I've done several talks about podcasting at FinCon and Podcast Movement, and also at the Podcast Movement Evolutions, and also Podfest. So for those of you who are new to me, talking about podcasts is pretty much all I do when it comes to talking or getting selected to speak at conferences. But one of the things when it comes to podcasting that a lot of people kind of skip over is one, your time and dedication to family, your dedication to do the work. This stuff it sounds like fun, but until you look into the back end, setting up the website, if you're going to even have a website, if you look at your frequency, how often are you going to be posting? These are the things that you need to start taking a look into. But the number one thing that I say is the easiest, and one of the things that could also be the hardest thing, is actually selecting a name for your show. Because there might be another show that's already out there, to make sure that it's not dormant and actually competing with your content in your name of your show. Once you have that understanding, then it comes obviously the pod art. You can always play around with that. That's fine. But the name is just as important as the frequency, because as you heard many of the people on the panel already talked about, is the frequency of your show. Your audience is going to be there. And some people just don't have it, because it's almost like you're dating somebody and you keep pinging them all the time, and then you want to ghost them for like 2 or 3 weeks without even letting them know, you know, and then you're going to lose them. And so having that understanding is like, you got to communicate in this whole process in podcasting and anything that you do. And even if you're doing YouTube, this communication thing is very important. And as we mentioned before, is taking people offline. The reason why I use the emailing list is because I can hit 100% of my followers versus YouTube only doing an algorithm where it's going to get to some people. Some of my folks that follow me don't even know that I go live because they don't get a notification. And because that can actually hurt as well. But as long as you have that email list, your show name, and your frequency on when you can do that, it's nice and easy. I always say start off by doing monthly podcasts if you plan on doing it that way, just so you can get comfortable. And also having a backlog. I could talk about this stuff all day. I'm sorry if it's taking too long. But the last thing I would say is when it comes to understanding like your audience, your avatar, everybody will tell you that. Even if you're on YouTube, you already know who your avatar, your audience is. They like the visuals, they like the flashy stuff. Not every podcast platform allow you to play that video back, so you have to actually describe everything as if they're in there, because you're directly in somebody's ear. So that's the reason I had to get a better mic. I had to get the different systems, like, so that you can hear me clearly, because audio is very important when it comes to dealing with your audience. Even when it comes to the video side of the house, a lot of people sit here and do the videos. Those are great. My video isn't that great because I'm mostly on the podcast side of the house. I want you here for the content. I can give you some visuals, but it's not the visuals you might want to see, but I can give you some visuals. and just have fun with it. I mean, honestly, if you're not having fun, then what are you doing it for? And at the end of the day, it's like, it's not going to work, but it's something you're doing it because you want to. Even if a lot of us that are up here on this panel will do this for free, if we could do it all over again, like open up multiple channels. I'm barely keeping up with this one channel. I want to do like 5 or 6 channels. I'm like, So make sure that you're comfortable with it and that you can find your rhythm and find your niche and get along with the technology. It's only going to get better, faster, and more complicated, unfortunately.
Mhm.
Oh my God. That is not comforting to someone like me who's already
It's like,
struggling with the simple tech.
well, I'm about to let you know the cool thing is they don't have it synced up yet, but StreamYard is trying their best to get better with the shortcut keys. There is something called by Elgato. They have actually like a foot pedal that you can use if you want to switch cameras, or you can set
Mhm.
it up to do all the other stuff. So you don't have to know everything. And then the Elgato deck, you can actually just download the app on your phone. You can actually just switch on which way. So you can pre-program those two StreamYards quick syncs if you need to.
Anthony, I'm stealing that line. I'm telling
Okay.
you right now. I know you heard me laugh. It's the perfect way to mention that, because we could think about our YouTube channels in the same way, right? Like when we try to talk about consistency. I'll tell you, I'm behind with my own channel all the time. But we found when you can put out a weekly piece of content of quality, then that's where consistency works for you. Every time we take a week off, it takes a month to get the momentum back. But podcasts have always been known to be either monthly or weekly with extreme consistency. So it's great that you put that out there. It's great that we're getting this advice too, because I haven't got a lot of people in the Tuber Chat community that have talked about podcasting. It's been with us for 30 or 40 years now, and it's just taken off now. And I'll never know who to credit this idea to, but I have heard it described as we went through 10 years of Instagram, which is all singing and dancing. If you're gorgeous, you win. On TikTok, it's singing and dancing again, but all you have to do is be talented or fun and you win. But people are so tired of the last 20 years with short form content and not a lot of intelligent conversation that they can interact with, that podcasting is now exploding. So I don't know if it's the pandemic that started it or what it is, but podcasting is just like through the roof. So it's great that we have you here to, pardon me, help guide us, especially after what you said. I think 250 episodes, did you say, or close to it?
I'm actually up to like 260, but I always say
There you
over
go.
250. But
Yeah, that's a lot of experience that we can draw from.
definitely. Yeah, I could talk about this, like I said, all day.
I know that's your baby, and that's why I'm inviting you back, because I really feel it's enriching content, especially for people who want to do it, but they're not sure how to jump in. And if you're kind of like tech, you're like a little afraid. You're like, oh my God, because you see these people on the podcast with these fancy mics and all these setups, and it makes you feel like, oh my God, I don't know, can I do that? But I feel like YouTube has made it easy, because I don't have any fancy mics. The mics that I bought, I don't even use them because I feel like they're useless. And I just do like a video just like this, but it's just under the guise of a podcast. And, it's intuitive, meaning I just do it when I feel called. If I feel like speaking about a certain thing, I will get whoever, as the guest, and they will come on and we would vibe with that. So anything else before we move to the next segment?
Yeah, I would just leave off with one last thing. It's like getting started can be as cheap as just using your phone. That's how I started.
Really?
You don't have to be
Please,
really
share that.
expensive. Like I just had like a basic phone, because Android still has the US, like has the phone jack. So like the headphone jack, so you can still use that to record your stuff. But a lot of people use them now at the AirPods and so forth. So the audio quality is coming in a lot better with the Bluetooth devices. So you can actually record directly to your phone and then just find a hosting platform and just dump it over. YouTube right now, they're actually getting into the podcast arena. So for those of you who are looking into turning your videos over to the podcast side of the house, which would actually lead over to YouTube Music, so you can actually just listen to your stuff. That is one way, either A, to market yourself, and for those of you who have businesses and just kind of afraid like, oh, podcasting is too much, I highly recommend to getting on a podcast just to talk about your business, whether it's the first time around or something like that, because a lot of people are now listening to podcasts and just even to do research. The first thing I go to research people is Spotify. Well, then I'll go to YouTube just to kind of find people, because if I don't have anything about them, then it's going to take a little bit longer for me to research them, and I'd rather just listen to something at times 2 speed. So if you already have the videos out there, just tag it over to I think you have to do it in YouTube Studio to say, hey, create a playlist, and this will be the podcast. And you can easily just dump it directly over there.
Well, that part of it, this tech dummy, believe it or not, I figured that out. I'm like, hey.
Hey, there you go.
But I feel like, honestly, with me personally, I just want the podcast to be something new, something really podcasty. Like, I don't just want to like but you could do it if that's your choice, but just personally. But thank you so much, Anthony. Do appreciate it. So I don't know who has to go based on time. So I'm just going to give each person a moment to just share whatever they want to share in regards to the YouTube journey. And then, of course, I expect you to say something marvelous about me. Yes, I'm taking my roses while I'm alive, y'all. Let me hear the compliment now.
You know, Charlene Heel seems so much to be truly herself, even when she's hosting a panel like this, which she does all the time, because when you catch her in other people's premieres and live streams, you feel the same energy even coming through in the chat, but she makes us laugh every day. And for as long as we've known her, I think it's 3 years between me and her now, but most of us have known each other for quite a long, long time, but she's always making us laugh.
Oh my God, I thought I had this right by now. Sorry. Who's next? Who want to come up and say something? Lee. Okay, go ahead, Sissy.
Well, I'm in the middle of doing another project like always, but I wanted to come up here and just show you how much I really do appreciate you. Like I said, you come a long way. And yes, you can find her on all social media as well, doing the same thing, and if not better. So continue to do what you're doing, sis. And I will always have your back. So I want to say, take care, everybody. Much love.
Thank you so much, Lee. Do appreciate it. And really thank you for taking the time, even though you're no longer on YouTube, to come out here. It really shows me that I am loved. Like, not everyone does stuff to you, like, that would drop this whatever and just be there for you. That tells me that I'm giving love and I'm receiving it back. And sis, thank you so much. I know we'll continue to be sisters, even off of YouTube, like we're doing right now. Like, if I don't see her, I check in, that's what I do. Love is love. So thank you. Everybody say thank you to Lee.
Thank you, Lee.
All right.
Thanks, Lee.
Oh, she's sweet. I miss her on YouTube. I really do. All right. So who's up? Is it Rod? Is it Verne? Is it really Verne?
I'll go here because Verne might have a longer story.
Wow.
Hey, the first thing I want to say, monetization is it's hard to get there, but a lot of people, they exhale once they get monetized, and that's actually when the real work begins. For me, I was so excited when I cried. I cried on the live stream when I got monetized. That's how.
You mean you did a Verne?
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. I think I was worse. I broke down and boohooed like a baby, because I was so proud of myself. And I heard Anthony say and Charlene say, when you have a channel or multiple channels, the key is time management. Once you get monetized, if you really want to make money, like for example, you have to have a schedule. Like Charlene said earlier, she finally got a schedule. That's one thing I did not do, is I did not create a schedule because I only had one channel. I just went live when I wanted to. I shot a video when I wanted to. Now Mondays, when I get up, I do my admin. I respond to comments, check social media, and then once I feel like sitting in this chair, turning on these lights, turning on this camera, last Monday, I recorded 8 videos in 2 hours.
Wow.
8 videos in 2 hours. I didn't worry about editing them. I wasn't worried about them being perfect. And right there, I had content for 4 channels the rest of the week. I didn't have to do anything, to be honest, past Monday. But I went live a couple of days and so on and so forth. And one of my biggest pieces of advice that I can give to anybody, whether you're just starting, you've been in the game a while, is collaboration. Panama City left, Lee left, but 4 out of the 5 people, everyone with the exception of Anthony, I met through Verne, through Elevate with Verne. I went to her live streams. I met Charlene, I met Tuber Chat, I met Panama City there. And I've collaborated with everyone with the exception of Tuber Chat in Panama City. But I went there with an open mind. I wasn't sitting in, as they call it, the bushes. I wanted people to know that I was there. I wanted to get my name out there. And it just opened up a whole floodgate of new people. It's kind of interesting that I'm doing this today. Charlene barely had an opportunity to ask, and I was like, yep, I'll be there. And Verne and I actually co-hosted a YouTube forum on a cruise, a Carnival cruise last summer, with about 70 content creators where we were talking about this and various things. But another thing I would say is be natural. You know, everybody's different. What worked for someone else may not work for you. I tried that when I first started. I was trying to be like this person, that person, instead of being Rod. And the day I became Rod is the day I started to flourish. And it was natural. Be energetic. You know, if you ever been to my live streams, and I kind of got this from Verne's notebook. You have to be energetic. You know, you see Verne with the pom-poms and the woo-hoo and all that, but people don't want to come there and be bored. I mean, I could be bored sitting in my front yard looking at the spoils. I mean, I want to be bored, but if I go to a live stream, I want to be entertained. I want knowledge. I want to be entertained. One of my biggest pet peeves too is I hear a lot of copycats on YouTube. You know, everybody's going to say the same thing. Subscribe to my channel, hit the thumbs up, comment, and share me out. Well, first of all, you haven't even said anything for me to share you out. What am I sharing? What are you about to talk about? I mean,
I agree. Give me some value. Yes,
yeah,
totally.
I'm about eating cookies and how to blow up balloons. I'm not sharing that out. I'm not gonna do it. And hopefully y'all can see I have a sense of humor, and I've had people, Rod, how do you make credit fun? Took a lot of practice. How do you make investing fun? Took a lot of practice. And you know, I said, like, this is a business, but it's also a hobby. I enjoy doing it. I don't sit up and look at my revenue every day. And but in June, I left corporate America, and I'm a full-time content creator now.
Congrats.
So time to have 4 channels.
Yay! Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah, I haven't got a real check, and that's include YouTube. I haven't gotten a real check since June of last year. I left a 6-figure job to do what I enjoyed, which is helping people grow. Like my investing channel, I've never, and I will never invest $100 or $200, but I show people how to invest $5, $10, no more than 20, 25, because I want to see people I want them to know that you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to start preparing for your future. One of the reasons I haven't worked since June is I've been living off investments that I made many years ago, self-taught. There was no YouTube, there was no Google, there was no cell phone. I went to the library and checked out books. I read newspapers. And now I did the legwork, but now I want to share it with people. So all they have to do is click a button, click 2 buttons, because you got to click subscribe. 3, you got to click play, and you got to click the notification bell. So when I come on again, you get this free information.
That's right.
6 years to research in probably 6 weeks. And the same with Verne, you know, and always be learning, man. You know, even just because I monetize on 2 channels and about to have a 3rd one monetized, I still go and watch other people. And, you know, I have a little saying that I got from a group of people that I talk to. I don't care about being a copycat as long as I'm copying the right cat. I don't care. I'm not going to do exactly what you did, but I may have a little flavor. You know, Baskin Robbins got 31. I'm going to be the 32nd flavor. I'm going to put a little twist on what you did and make it a little better or make it a little worse. I don't know, depending on how it comes out.
Yeah, some of that chili pepper.
So that's my biggest thing, man. Just don't. A lot of people get caught up in what everybody else is doing. Forget what everybody else is doing. What is Rod doing? What is Charlene doing? What is Verne doing? What is Anthony doing? What is Kevin from Tuber Chat doing? I can tell you, I don't think nobody's trying to be like Rod. I don't think nobody's trying to be like Verne. There's only one Verne. Trust me. There's only one Tuber Chat I've seen that's been as successful as he has. There's only one Charlene where I get that soothing voice and then I get a little comedy thrown in as well. So these are all individual personalities. When I first started YouTube, they said, Rod, you're going to be an influencer. And I'm not 23, in case y'all didn't know. But I was talking about
now you're giving away people reading newspapers and checking books out of the library. I'm like, this brother old as Mother Earth. Oh my God.
I think I got something, Charlie. I don't know if I have ADD, ADHD. I got something because I can't sit still. So I'm always doing something. I was up till 4 a.m. the other morning.
Wow.
Researching and working on a thumbnail that I just couldn't seem to get right. And I would start panicking. I'm like, why am I still up? I got to go to bed. I'm like, why? You don't have anywhere to be tomorrow. You somewhere between Tommy on Martin and Smokey on Friday. You don't have a job.
Freedom, man. Yes.
So that's my 2 cents. I mean, and I know everybody else got stuff to say. I can't wait to hear what everyone else has to say because I know I go to every live stream to learn at least one thing. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're planting flowers or cooking or whatever. If I'm there, I'm trying to learn something. And that's treat it like a business, but have fun, if that makes sense. And that's it, Charlotte. I'm sure I got something else to say, but
woo, look at that. I did that in time. Woo.
There you go.
Hey.
I motivated you, Charlene. I motivated, just like you and Verne and Tuber Chat and all y'all motivated me. And Anthony, if I'd have been on podcast, I probably would have ran into him.
Yeah.
But Verne was that queen. She was that queen that my interview channel is because of her. Verne was the first person to ever interview me.
I still gotta get Verne on my show. Because we've been on.
Good luck, Anthony.
I know, right? She's been everywhere. Like, yo, what you doing in Belize?
Verne, I feel like I've been stealing Verne's people because of her beautiful light energy. She attracts those people to her. So I had a guest on here, and I didn't invite her for this because she's not a content creator like us. So that's why I didn't do that. But what I'm saying is, that was a great interview. And then I reached out to Anthony. I met him through Verne. And like, there's a love there. Like when you just know is love people, you know what I'm saying? Like the energy was just there. And I was like, you know what? Let me just see if he's available. If he could come, like just share a little bit. Because part of this is not just celebrating, but really to share the experience. Anything that I can share or my, beautiful people on the panel could share to help another person. To me, that's what it's all about. So before we go to Verne, I just want to say when I first met Verne, that was through Tuber Chat, right? We're all like this community, you meet other people through other people. It's really a beautiful community. So the first time I got to her chat, it was a Tuber Chat raid. And I just saw this lady, she had two pigtails and these pom-poms. I was like, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. And I'm energetic. Y'all know that. But she was like, whoa, welcome in. I'm like, oh my God. Her energy is like, that Max commercial where the guy would put on the thing and whoa, bright, powerful, beautiful. Girl, don't change who you are. You give people high vibrations. So keep that up. When that said, you got your solo now. Tell the people what's up.
Thank you. Woo! That's right. We have to have energy over here, y'all. It is all about high vibration. And Anthony, thank you. Anytime you need me, I'm there. Anthony has been on a lot of my business aspect off of YouTube. So he's been in my business, like on my website and things. And I thank you for that. Tuber Chat, you are my friend, my brother. You already know how I feel about you. We have been connected so long from when I used to play this game called Bring Your Brains. And I'm going to tell y'all a story and he can confirm it. I was in my chat and he said he came in and he saw this lady again with the pom-poms. Everybody say that. I know he was like, well, I'm this only white guy on this channel. Are they gonna welcome me in? And yes, we did. We absolutely love Kevin. He is my YouTube BFF. So if y'all hear that going on, that is who he is. And Rod is my cousin, my brother, my friend. We have done several live streams and all that together. Like he said, we went on the YouTube cruise together. We met in person, and he will tell you I'm literally like this in person. I am like this in person. So just know that. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that froze. And Charlene, I just absolutely adore you. You know, you've been a moderator on my channel. You've been a member. You have been there through a lot. You have been on my my business lives where you have done prayer for us. You have done the breathing exercises. And YouTube is so big that when you get a connection with people, this is how you build community. And community is very important. Just like she said, she reached out to Tuber Chat. How do you do this? People reach out to me. People reach out to Rod. I'm quite sure people reach out to Anthony. And we have to go and support one another. And we have to be connected to one another in that way. You guys know I have on my Instagram, I have my Booski Compound chat for my members, for my moderators, and we talk over there and we do things. This is important. You know, if I need something, hey, Tuber Chat, can you share me out? He say, I'll share you on Reddit or somebody. I'm like, Reddit? I don't even know what that is. But now I know because it's from Tuber Chat or somebody will do something. It is super important to have community. So I think each and every one of you that are up here, and Charlene, you know, you are my sister. You know, I love you. I appreciate you so much. And I'm here for whatever you need. Thank you. I rest the mic, y'all.
Hey, Charlene, can I say one thing about Verne? I will say this about Verne. She's actually better in person than what you see on camera, and you rarely hear that.
Can you imagine that, guys? Oh my God.
It's usually the opposite. People are totally different in a negative way than what they are in person. But when we went on the cruise, Verne had me worried about myself. Anybody see, we had a little group text. Anybody seen Rod? Is Rod okay? Rod was in the bed, sleep. You know? She made it sound like I had fell overboard, but she looked out for me. And I think I've told her this before, but what you see in person is beyond what you get on camera if you ever have the pleasure of meeting Verne.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't you start crying either.
I'm not. I know. Y'all gonna stop picking on me.
You're gonna pull her out already.
You know what? Verne, you're a mod in this channel, right? So what I'm gonna do, for those of you that don't know Verne's story, her mom passed away giving birth to her, or after she gave birth to her. So she hadn't, you know, she didn't have the luxury or the blessing of meeting her mom and, you know, being raised by her blood mom. And she's been on the search. That's one of the reasons why she started YouTube, to find her blood relatives. And I'm asking you to help her make that possible, because she has a family reunion coming up. And she has this GoFundMe and different ways that you can donate to help her. It doesn't matter how small. If you can please go over and help her to meet. Can you imagine meeting your brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins for the first time and really getting to connect with them? I can't imagine, because my brothers and my sisters, it's 8 of us all together. They're so near and dear to me. I cannot imagine life without each and every one of them, because it's such a blessing to have family in your life. And, you know, Verne is all about family. You know, you feel that family vibe from her. She's my sister. But when it's blood, like, it's so much deeper, because you feel like, oh, wow, I'm at home. So I'm asking you to help her to find her home. Help her to connect. Make this possible for her. I promise you, when you bless others, you in return will be blessed multiple ways, in multiple ways. So please, 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 Verne, if you could share that link so that people can, you know, help and donate however they can. Let us bless Verne however we can, please. This is so important to her. Like, I can't wait for her to say, yes, I've met that milestone and I got enough money. I'm going to be there. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about it, like how much you need and all that stuff, so that the people can support you. We're a community of love, and we got to help each other out. So, Verne, do you want to add anything to it? And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up, but it just came to me, and I'm like, we got to get Verne there because it's important to you.
Yeah,
and you're a vital part of this community, and your energy uplifts a lot of us. So we can help you get to your destination, girl. We're gonna help you however we can.
Yeah.
So I started on Facebook and I put out a video, and it did a little thing. It did something, but it didn't reach as many people as I wanted to. So I have been on YouTube, and I've been just a watcher, just a viewer, just looking, right? And then I don't know, I saw people saying, get on YouTube. And I'm like, you know what? I think I can do that. And I'm like, I don't know. So I got on, and the main reason that I got on was to find family. And I said, I'm looking for family. If anybody knows me or seen my mother's picture, which is right here, or know anything about her, that's how I started.
Put it up. You
and
never
this
know who's
journey
watching.
has
Put
been.
it up, Verne. Put the picture up. You never know who's watching.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope y'all got to see that. And this journey has been amazing. You can use social media for good. Of course, we know you can use it for bad, but my only bloodline cousin that I've met so far in person is Adrian. Rod met her. We went on the cruise together. It was amazing. It was so beautiful. And another cousin has just reached out to me. This is why the family reunion, and hopefully I can learn more from there. But just getting to know, I have 2 cousins, y'all. That is the only 2 bloodline people in my life that I know. And me and I, if you guys don't know, they're here on YouTube. They do like the YouTube Awards around January of the year. And they actually know my cousin in person, been on her. They know her before I even met her. And so when we went on the cruise, which I was already going on the cruise to speak with Rod, we were co-hosting it. One day they went live and they said, oh, we got someone who can roommate with you. And I was like, well, who is it? I wanted to know. They wouldn't tell me. As we went on live, they pulled up and it was my cousin. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So let me tell, I'm gonna cry now. Let me tell you, social media can be used for good. Look how that had worked out. The world is an amazing place. And as long as you're spreading love and light, like Charlene said, it will follow you. It will come back to you. I believe in reaping what you sow. Totally. Right? You reap what you sow. If you sow out goodness and you give that out, you're going to reap it back. So this is just my reaping reward season right now, finding 2 cousins and now going to a family reunion. So I just want to say one more thing and I'm going to be quiet. I actually have 6 other brothers and sisters. Her name is Pauline Brooks Gibson. I'll drop the link in a minute. And so when I go to this family reunion right now, I only know 2nd and 3rd cousins. So hopefully when I go in person, maybe somebody might know her name. She passed away when she was 37 and she gave birth to me. So I don't even know if they know I'm alive. I don't even know if they know about me or whatever the situation is. But from my adoption, and now that I have this connection through Ancestry, thank you, Ancestry. I am looking forward to telling y'all, guess what, y'all, I got more cousins. So right now, y'all, I have 2 cousins. So thank you, Charlene. I rest the mic.
You are so welcome. That's what we do for each other in this community. We get the word out, and someone needs help. We do what we can. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone become multimillionaires or billionaires, whatever is your desire. I am looking forward to building a community of true wealth, not just about the billions in cash and stuff, but true wealth, a community of love, spirituality, balance, learning how to uplift and honor each other. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So, Verne, go ahead and drop those links. So if anyone would love to give, please click on the links. And I believe there's a Stripe or something, like if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking for a tax break in the U.S., not sure other countries how to work, you can get a tax break as an entrepreneur for donating. So definitely check that out. I think on Cash App, you can get a cash back too. I'm sorry, a tax break. You just have to say donate in the title. So use your resources wisely. It's good to give, but also it's good to get back. So give wisely. All right. So Tuber Man, I believe you are up.
Charlene's put me up for the 3rd time. Now I don't know what we're talking about. We're here to celebrate monetization on the 2nd channel, but she's been so motivating and inspiring to others. But we all know this about her already, right? Like here in the chat, so it's a great chance for us to celebrate. But it's nice for us all to be up here on panel together. you know, especially like I said, Rod, I've known for a long time, in and out of different people's chats and things like that, but we've had conversations. He's been in Tuber chat. Anthony is new to a lot of us, but like I said, it sounds like he's going to be a wealth of knowledge to be shared with the community. And like Verne said, you know, YTBFF. We've been together a long time now, but you know, that started from nothing. I came into one of her live streams. I'd been introduced to her. I believe it was from the Hoops Family Network. And then, you know, I said to myself, as soon as I saw her, this is an influencer in this community, and you know, would have, for lack of a better term, aspired to build a friendship with her, which you know, happened easily and naturally. But as we've gotten to know each other, we also find I found myself, after meeting Verne, to use the words kindred spirits, because we have a lot in common that people may, you know, otherwise not have known. And we've talked about this on both of our channels, but like being adopted, for instance. And it's funny because we look at it in opposite directions as well. While Verne searches for her family, I don't at all. You know, but different people have different opinions about different things, of course. But it's interesting when we're doing panels like this to wonder what other friendships are going to flourish and what other kindred spirits there might be. You know, I know it's a weird term for me maybe to use, but when you hear about these similarities with other people, you know, and here we're talking about motivation and inspiration all the time, but, you know, positive vibes between creators. The world really is smaller than we think it is a lot of the time, and I'm sure we forget it. I forget all the time until I'm reminded by stories like this. But it's nice that Charlene Heel wants to bring everybody and keep everybody together as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to. I feel like we all can learn from each other. Like some of my experiences, you know, I always share as I see fit. And when you bring your experience in, we can, you know, we kind of have like similar things. Like it, you know, when we come together, we talk about it. It makes it more rich for me. And I feel like, you know, we might be saying the same things, but in our own ways. And everybody might connect to us differently. Like, oh, I see what Charlene's saying, but oh, I really get what Rod is saying. Or like, ooh, Anthony just laid it down. Now I really get, you know what I mean? Because, oh God, did that sound wrong? I'm sorry.
We know what you mean. I know what you mean. Didn't even catch that. Okay.
All right. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
at least we see that Charlene Heel wants truly to see positivity in every way.
Right.
I listen to the same thing, but it could be from different people. Same topic, but different people. Because you see, you could understand something, you could understand something and overstand it. And the more you listen and different people with their own take on it, it helps that to sink into your vibration better. So that's why I love people coming together. I don't know, 7 siblings. I am a family person, so I just love having people to celebrate and to share experience with, because it makes me feel more rich and stronger in what I'm doing. And, you know, the journey is not always easy. Like I tell people, if you're going to decide to start something, whether it be YouTube or business, whatever it is, before you start, see the finish line, see the long-term goal. Understand that you're going to have bumps on the road. Understand that circumstances might happen, but make that decision at the beginning. Like, no matter what happens, I am not going to give up. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit on myself, because this is my dream. This is my purpose. And I understand that stuff might not always go the way that I would love. We don't have control over everything, but we have control over how we feel and how we respond, our perspective on things. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Because your perspective, from my perspective, is everything. Your perspective allows you to experience certain situations a certain way. Let's say, for example, something happens in your life, a major event that you might perceive as negative, but if you allow yourself to see the positive side of that, or the opportunity within that situation, now you can have a different experience. You're not just, oh my God, I'm down and I'm out. And I can't deal with this. Oh God, why me? You say, okay, what is the opportunity here and how do I use it to make myself better and then to help others? Like for me personally, and I feel like Verne and Tuba Chat, like you guys, I feel like you're like that too. Like, okay, how do I help others with what I'm going through? How do I help someone out? Because I'm telling you, not everyone has that capacity, that light energy in them that would allow them to just lift themselves up. And that's where people like us come in to help be that guide, that light, that love, to help you bring yourself out of that situation. Because sometimes I had to learn this, right? Some people are so depressed because of whatever they've been through and how they interpret it. It's hard for them to shift their mind and to just come out of a situation like quickly. Because some of us, we can quickly change our energy because we all get down sometimes, right? That's being real. But if you're in a certain vibration, you can switch that energy around quickly by processing your thoughts in a way that benefits you and really analyzing the realness of the situation versus like just looking at one side. I'm not saying don't look at the supposed negative side. We have to analyze everything and then just take out what works for us. But some people, it's so hard for them. And I personally feel like, it bothers me in a way because I care about others, but I can't let that bring me down. I can only do what I can. But for those people that are so depressed, just get help if you need to, because that's not how you're supposed to be. This life is about really being in the moment, really feeling what you feel, honoring all your feelings, but finding ways to bring yourself to that purpose that you're here for. Some people feel like giving up. And this is real. And I don't mean to bring the party down, but this is real stuff. We're a community. We need to be honest with each other and share the information that will help each other. We can't just sit there and pretend everything is okay all the time. It's okay not to be okay. You feel what you feel and do what you need to do to move out of the funk. And sometimes you feel like you want to stay in a funk for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's just being honest. But you have to know when to move out of this so it doesn't become a situation that's not beneficial to your total wellness.
Can I just touch base on what you said? And like some people, they cry on cue, and I don't know who that is, but y'all know. But I do that to be real, to show you that, and be transparent, to let you know, hey, today YouTube sent me a letter about they taking my video down because of music or whatever. And I'm like, but I got the music from them, So I let you see that real side of me. But also me helping others, it really makes me feel better. Like it really does. I have had people come to my channel, and most of you guys can attest to this besides Andy, but most of you guys can attest to this. I have stopped my live stream to help people figure out how to do this in YouTube. I don't know how to add my description. I don't know how to add a thumbnail. I don't know how to do this. I have literally stopped my live stream to walk them through it. Do you understand how good that made me feel on the inside? Because they had so much respect to say, hey, Verne, can you help me? Or like you did with Tuba Chat, can you help me? That is respect. And in this world, man, when people respect you and they hold you, not as God, but they hold you to like, wow, I really trust that person. That means a lot. Because people will associate your name with, you know what? If I needed to know something about YouTube, I can go to Tuba Chat. I can go to Verne. I can go to Rod. If I need something about podcasting and somebody asks me, I might tell them, I don't know a thing about podcasting, but I know somebody who do. Anthony, I'm sending somebody your way. Rod, I'm sending somebody your way. Charlene, I'm sending somebody your way. I have reached out to almost all of y'all anyway on here to ask y'all to come on my live or to come on my business channel. Charlene, can you say a prayer? Charlene, can you do the breathing? Hey, Anthony, can you come over here and help me with this? And this is how, if you need something, reach out to me. And when you have that community and that collaboration and that connection and that love and that respect, baby, I'm telling you, your name could go in rooms where you don't even think people know you, but somebody will say, hey, you need to know something about credit? Yeah, I do this on credit. But Rod can tell you how to invest. Go to him or go to Tuba Chat if you want to help grow your channel, or go. When you have that, I'm telling you, that really is amazing. So I just wanted to touch on that helping, because I love it. You know that. I love helping people.
Yeah.
Charlene,
No, I agree. And that's big because for me, sometimes when I see certain comments, I mean, trust me, guys, no matter how positive you think you are or feel that you are and giving love, you're going to see stuff that might not match the vibration you're giving out. Expect that. But don't let it stop you or get you down. Just gently respond and say, thanks for your perspective. That's all it is. Someone else's perspective. To each his own, and live and let live. But what I'm getting at is when I see certain comments like, oh my gosh, this has blessed me today. Oh, there's a light inside of me that feels like, oh, I'm doing my job. I am living my purpose. And it just keeps me going. So even though you're a creator and you're sharing, when you see certain comments, not like you are not confident in yourself, but it gives you a boost and it tells you, okay, keep doing your thing, or you're doing good. You've lifted someone today. And to me, that is a true blessing. So I'm just going to play this membership video that I made, but you know, I'm going to do a little better one later. But after we come back, we're going to talk about our goals as far as content creating. And then we're going to close out the party. We're going to close out the party. Hey, 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 hey.
So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank you so much. Abundant blessings now and always. Together, we can do so much more. Ubuntu love.
All right. What did you guys think of that? Critique. But I'm just kidding. So
I love the jewels.
Huh?
I love the jewels.
I know, right? We're talking wealth now. All aspects of it. Yes. Anthony had to drop off. So guys, make sure that you connect with Anthony. Support his journey, and he's going to come back on the channel and talk more in depth about podcasting. As you can see, that's his vibration. He's all about that. So definitely make sure I put his link. I think one of the mods put his link in the chat. So make sure you connect with him. It's also in the description section. And everyone that you see on the panel, they're also in the chat. Their links and in the description as well. And for anyone that's here in the party and you would like to share your link or a little bit about your channel, please let us know and our mods will drop your link. So before we close it out, I'm just going to quickly talk about my goals for the channel and invite my guests to also speak about their goals for their channel or their business in general. Should I start with me? Why not? All right. So really simply, my goal is to not just grow and get numbers, but really grow a community of love, support, people that have different experiences and backgrounds, entrepreneurs that are now starting, people that are doing a 9-to-5 and trying to earn a different, source of income or incomes. I also am looking for seasoned entrepreneurs who would like to come and share their journey and really just have a community of support where we can be in the energy of, okay, we're creating prosperity for all. We're creating a mindset that is of like love and oneness. Like I said in that video, Ubuntu vibration. I am because you are. And we're not just focusing on money, but also spirituality, the things that really matters. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense to just focus on money. Money's important. We're going to focus on that. Yes, we need that. But we also need to stay balanced mentally, physically, spiritually. So that's what I'm creating here. And if that's your vibration, I invite you to join the journey with me so we can all participate in this. We can bless the world with what we have to offer. as we build our confidence, our skills, and everything that we need to build to be who we truly are meant here to be. Like, I don't believe that we're all here together by accident. The Most High doesn't make mistakes. We're all connected for a reason. Let me tell you, I hesitated a long time before starting YouTube, and I knew it was something that I wanted to do, right? I'm very animated and all that. But I didn't know nothing about tech and getting on the cameras and like whatever. Bless my son. He's the one that really pushed me and helped me with the first video. And that motivated me to keep going. But I'm saying that to say, don't let the lack of tech or whatever you see as lack stop you. Just get going, get started. You have a message to share, and it can be a blessing to the world. Like my nephew would say, start small, think big. Just use what you got to get where you need to go and enjoy the journey. Stop focusing too much on like, oh, I didn't get to this goal. I didn't get to this goal. Set your goals, yes, but celebrate. And I learned this from you, Verne, to celebrate the small wins. Take the small steps, because I think so big sometimes I forget the small steps, and that's important because the small steps will get you there. You wouldn't think so because I'm a small person and I do take little steps physically, but I'm always thinking so big. It might be a short man's complex or whatever they call it. But I didn't expect to meet people, to meet a community of people that love and support each other. I did not know that existed on YouTube. I just thought I was going to come, share content. Who sees it, and they join me, and that's it. But I really am grateful. I met YouTuber Chat because of Angel Light Over Darkness, because I was looking up Angel numbers and I met her, and then she talked about you. And I was like, okay, I didn't have any contact yet, but I still followed and I got into the chat. Like I always say, I didn't understand what was going on. I was like, this sounds like a horse race or a racetrack kind of, I don't know what's happening from my phone. But I followed, I listened in, and you always welcomed me. There was always love there. I didn't even understand why people were saying hi to Charlene. And I'm like, okay. But there's a beautiful community here, and it's good to have that because it really helps. You guys help me save time, which I value so much, because and you have your experience and you shared with me and the other people in the community. It really has helped me. And I can't thank y'all enough for sharing so willingly. And when I hear some of you say, oh, there wasn't a community like this before, people wouldn't even share, I was like, really? I can't imagine that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So I really am grateful, and I can't thank y'all enough. And keep standing on your platform, doing what you do, because you all do it so well. Even though you make mistakes, Steve Chad.
Every
we
day.
still roll with it, and we just make it do what it do and enjoy the process. So that's what it's all about. All right, who's next? All right, Verne, go ahead, sissy.
No, Rod, he had something to say.
That's right.
Rod,
Yes.
you on the hot spoon.
I'm gonna go back and then I'm gonna get into the goals. I'm gonna make the first part quick, but you were saying, take something negative and turn it into something positive. In 2024, I spent 4 weeks in the hospital. No one knew who I was. I was missing. I'm glad that nobody called the police and said I was missing, but literally 4 weeks and a little down because I couldn't do what I love, which was creating content. And this was 3 different hospitals, 3 different visits. The last one, I actually blacked out. I went to the hospital in an ambulance. Blood pressure was 75 over 41. And instead of being down about that, that's for the people that was here at the beginning of the live stream. That's why I batch record now. That's why I do 8 videos in 2 hours. So, because when I was in the hospital, I couldn't record. I recorded 1 video to let everybody know that I was in the hospital. But now I want to have stuff already in place in case it happens again. I go to my phone, press a button, publish, and we're good. As far as goals, I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to talk about my ultimate goal, but then I want to talk about how I plan on getting there. My biggest goal is I want as many people as I can to recognize me and not say, here, there goes PBT, there's Rod. But I want them to be able to come up and say, hey, man, I watched you. I got my credit straight. I'm able to get a credit card. It's happened several times. Hey, I watched you. Now I have an account on Robinhood. I'm invested in Apple. I'm invested in Microsoft. I finally signed up for my company's 401k because you made it understandable where they just told me to sign my name. I want to continue to use the Points Blank experience to bring content creators who maybe have 650 subscribers and then put them in front of a bunch of people that will enjoy them that never knew about them. And how am I going to get there? I don't really focus on subscribers. I focus on views because a couple of things hit me. Number one, as far as subscribers, I care about 1,000. You have to have 1,000 to get monetized. But after that, I don't really trip on it because I watched probably 800 to 1,000 YouTube videos and I never subscribed to none of them. Not because I was mean. I didn't know how. They said I had to have a YouTube account. I didn't know all I had to have was a Google account. So I just said, forget it. I ain't got time for all that. I'm just going to watch the next video and the next video and the next video. Then something hit me one day. I was doing a live stream. I'm like, okay, you have 3,900 subscribers, but you only have 12 viewers in this live stream. What are other 3,800 and something at? And right then I said, you know what? It's not about subscribers. It's about viewers. I'm a firm believer in each one, reach one, teach one. I can't teach the 3,800 people that aren't there, but I have an impact to hopefully make a change to the 12 people that are. So my goal, Charlene, is to see the entire Points Blank network continue to flourish. The money is cool, but you can't put a price tag when someone come up to you and thank you because you changed their life or you changed their situation or they're in a better place because something you said. And you know, it's amazing. And this community that you was talking about, you know, I witnessed not the very moment, but I witnessed when Verne met her cousin for the first time. I witnessed it. I was there. I was in Miami. I was at the meet and greet, and you can't put $1 on that. But it was through YouTube that she was talking about it, and me and I was working with her cousin. They set it up. You know, I don't really think about the bad things that go on YouTube. I don't look at the glass as being half empty. I think about the glass being half full. So if I could leave everybody with one thing, reach one, teach one, you know, each one, reach one, teach one. Just help one person, man. Just help one person.
That's good advice. We hear that from a few creators that want to motivate, actually.
Yeah, I agree. That was well said. Before we get to YouTube, I don't know if you guys, this is for people that are already monetized and have ads. By the way, I'm just partially monetized. I don't have the ads part yet. So for those of you that are looking to swap playlists, reach out to me. I'll be happy to do that. I'm close to that 4,000 watch hours. But either way, there's invalid traffic situations. Like, I don't know if it's a glitch with YouTube. Did you guys realize that? So you might see, okay, let's say $100 for your ad revenue, and then the next day it might be $90 because they're saying invalid traffic and stuff like that. So apparently that's something going on with YouTube. Do you guys know anything about that? And I don't think there's anything we can do.
There's not much that can be done, but invalid traffic can be something that can permanently wipe a channel right out. To be permanently banned from monetization or take the channel. We saw a lot of that a few years ago. So we have to be careful. So YouTube does not often make things perfectly clear. And often we'll say, okay, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. And I may not be correct a lot of the time, but basically the idea is we can't cut any corners ever. So if there's anything that YouTube thinks, it's like guilty until proven innocent. If there's anything YouTube thinks is invalid traffic, an invalid view, somebody, how do I say without talking about specifics, like anything that YouTube might determine could not be an authentic viewer coming onto a video on purpose that they meant to click on and watch, and then staying long enough to make that, that might be something that could qualify. But I'm grasping at straws here because, like I said, they won't make it clear. You can go and read all that you want, and in the end, they just don't say this is what to do and what not to do. But it's just something to think about. So often I might suggest, if the idea of invalid traffic is coming around, maybe even like lay off some of the activity on YouTube a little bit for a few days and see if it settles itself down. Nobody's going to be any more, worse off just because you're watching half the videos you were watching last week, this week. As long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, it's fine. But if you're not there, you can't help anybody anyway. So you have to look after your channel. You have to look after yourself to a point as well, right? We can help each other, but invalid traffic can be a very detrimental thing. I don't want to instill fear, but just to say, just watch that. Watch anything that you can think of that might be causing an issue, especially if you can go back and look in the analytics, or if YouTube tells you which videos or live streams are causing that kind of a flag, then maybe it can give you some insight as to what to avoid. But it's common. It's common. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin,
when I had the experience with my other channel and I reached out to them, they pretty much told me, it could be like your friends, because I didn't understand what it meant. Friends and family that are coming on, just tell them to skip through your ads or whatever. It's like, oh, okay. But how do I know when friends and family are coming on? But I guess you just tell them in advance. But that's what they said that meant, like, or if it's you watching it from your other channel, just skip the ads. So I'm like, okay, that's fair. So I always skip the ads, like if I'm doing it for my other channels. If I remember.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that was. But I just got an email about it. That's why I'm like, ooh, is this like happening now across the board?
Were you going to ask something, Rod?
Yeah. Do they give you a warning before they permanently ban you for this quote unquote invalid traffic? Or
almost never. Verne and I are giving the opposite answers at the same time. So sometimes you will get warnings for things, but here's where the problem can happen. If a channel is got anything on it that could garner a strike, let's just say whether it's a guideline strike or otherwise, a lot of channels may have multiple content that can draw in those strikes. So for instance, I got a guideline strike on my personal channel for some politically charged content. So I went as fast as I could and got rid of all of that content, because you can get 3 strikes all at once. Bang, done. 6 years of work, finished. So this is an idea, although Verne might have been about to say, yeah, you can get warnings either in the studio or with emails. But that can depend. If it's a one offense, if you're like, no, I did one thing one time, it's only that one video, you might be okay. But if you have 3 or more, then it's very possible. And I've seen channels that didn't get a warning. They're just gone, and invalid traffic was the cause.
Well, Super Chat and I know a channel, and I won't say their name, but we both tried to help them from getting their channel banned, and it still got banned. And not to be funny, but we literally walked them through what to do and what not to do. They didn't listen, and literally maybe a week, Super Chat, their channel was, gone, like no longer here.
Yeah,
like
forever. Yeah.
And we talked with them and said, do this. Ask that content creator, is it all right for you to use that content from their channel? Reach out to them, email them, whatever you have to do. Do this. Like, we literally worked with this person for like a week. Now, a week is 5 days, y'all, out of our own personal lives. And they didn't do it. And lo and behold, because I was like, Super Chat, have you seen this? And they were gone. Literally.
So I'm sure I can speak about all of us in the same way, because anybody can tell there's generosity in all of us and what we want to do. But what I often run into on YouTube is similar to what we do with the weather app on our phone. So if we're all together in a room and I say like, oh, maybe we should go out and go for a walk, we'll go to a park, we'll go to an event. I'll look at my weather app and I'll say, oh, mine says rain. What does yours say? because I don't like rain and I want a better answer from your phone. And then you're going to say, well, mine says it might rain, but what does yours say? Because we're hoping somebody's answer is going to be different and what we want to hear. Instead of saying, oh, well, it's probably going to rain and we better change our plan. So the trouble is the same thing happens on YouTube. And many times people ask me a question. I'm always happy to answer anything I know or at least give an idea. But if they don't like the answer, they just go to somebody else. And it happens with watch hours all the time. Oh, if I watch my own stuff, does it count? And then I'll see them in a chat like right after saying like, well, if I watch my own stuff, does it count? And it's like, yeah, because you didn't like the answer. So you're searching for somebody just to say, don't worry, it's okay to do what you know is wrong. And then you're going to go and do it. And then your channel's going to get in trouble. And we don't wish that on anybody. So I never want to pretend that I think I know everything. I promise you, I learn every day. I've been corrected many times on Tuber Chat for things that I had all but preached about. And then somebody said, no, you were wrong all this time. And, you know, and it's embarrassing when that happens, but it's for the betterment of everybody to say, oh, wow, okay, let me better educate myself so that further we can have the right information coming up or more of it. But anyway, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. So sometimes we hear an answer like, oh, can I do this? Can I do that? And when somebody gives the answer that they don't like, they just ask somebody else until they get the answer that they want and then go ahead. But when you look at some of the channels that we're talking about, they are solid and strong, and there is zero chance of those channels disappearing. You know what I mean? That's an idea. So
I just wanted to touch base on what Rod said, and I was saying yes, and Tuba Chat was saying no. So what I was saying is sometimes, and I have seen this, and people have reached out to me, YouTube will say, okay, you did this on your channel. You're going to be suspended for 60 days where you can't go live, you can't comment or something like that. And then they say the next one, then we're going to suspend you for 90 days. And then the last one, they'll be like, we're going to take your channel. And I want to let you guys know, they don't just take one. If you have 5 channels, they take all 5 channels. So that's what I was saying, that sometimes they do give you a breakdown of a timeline. The suspension is real, and Tuber Chat again can attest to this. We know someone who they could not go live for anything. They couldn't even comment in people's live streams. They can go, but they didn't have any activity. They couldn't even post videos.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes depending on, like he said, what it is, they will give you a breakdown. But
okay, so now I have a question. So is invalid traffic the only reason why you might lose your channel?
No, there are a myriad of reasons. There's a lot of different reasons, lots of them unclear. So as an example, the guideline strike that I got personally was because of something somebody said in a speech at a political rally, right?
Wow.
They just said a sentence that is not what YouTube wants to be in content, and therefore put a strike. But the problem is that means any other content that I did of similar type may have something similar that had been said, and therefore, so that's one reason. But there are tons of reasons. I've seen many channels demonetized. One channel I'm dealing with now is demonetized again. And it's usually for something somebody else does on the channel, but we are responsible. So you put Rod, Verne, and myself on the screen right now. If one of us does something or says something that goes against the YouTube guidelines or terms of service, it's your fault, not ours. That's the way that YouTube puts it out to us. You are responsible for the content on your channel. This is why on Tuber Chat I don't do panels, for instance, right? Verne's been with me, but she's the only one. Otherwise, I've done only pre-recording because of those kind of reasons. I cannot lose that channel, and Verne is right. You can lose them all. That's one thing that YouTube does make clear. And I know a creator that's lost over 100,000 subscriber channel, and I've insisted on ways that we can get around the system. I can help you. I'll start a channel for you. I'll send you the email. Nope. YouTube knows every time they try to start. You know what I mean?
Wait, hold up. So you're saying if you lose your channels, right? Even though it's on one channel, you can lose like all of your channels. Yes. You cannot come back with a different email and start a new channel?
So it's all but impossible. And one of the reasons why all of us are now monetized, so we know that YouTube requires our driver's license ID or something equivalent. You cannot have an AdSense account. When you're booted, and that's it forever. So I'm sure there are ways that people can find to beat that system, but it's not going to be easy. We'll put it that way. So this is why we have to be careful. You know, more than anything else, we never do anything. We never cut a corner. First of all, because we'll get called out for it, and then the whole operation is a sham. But because you might not come back. You know what I mean? I don't worry about the income. I don't worry about the numbers. It's not even about the love in the community. It's all these years of work. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Some of us have been friends here for close to 4 years now, and all of us have been on YouTube, I believe, longer than that. Can you imagine it's just taken away? Okay, start from scratch and go do something else because you're not welcome here anymore. I wouldn't, me personally, I won't risk it.
Yeah.
You know?
So a couple of ways to get demonetized or get your channel is bullying. When you bully other channels, that's one thing, and buying viewers. Like YouTube is so against that. Like I think that's one of their pet peeves. Like, so I don't care if you've been on YouTube 15 years and you only got 2,000 subscribers. Do not go and buy. You know what they will do? You'll get demonetized and they'll take your channel and then you can't come back. So if you know you like it here, like listen to the rules. And this is why I started out giving people the rules, the information. I'll pull it up. This is what YouTube says. You don't believe me? Go read it for yourself. Maybe you'll interpret it different. But this is what they're saying. This is their platform. They own Google. Like, don't mess with them. Like, they are the top notch.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
So, Tuber Chat, what about the comments? Like, because do they hold you responsible for that?
So for that, I don't have a straight answer because I haven't heard of anybody being demonetized or anything for comments, but you can see the progression of YouTube, both in the studio, every video we put out that we want monetized, you have to look through that list of 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever it is now, things, and they're throwing a big blanket. But they've also started to say they want less swearing, cursing, offensive language and behavior, more and more. So they started with that thing where they said, don't swear in the first 8 seconds. Now, forgive me because I won't be able to recall exactly what I saw, something that says that they're trying to cut down on foul language in general. They want less of it. So if somebody comes onto your channel and leaves comments that include things that are horrifying that none of us would ever want, my bet is that if that's left there too long, it could be something taken under consideration. So it's just a thought. You know what I mean? There are some things we just don't do. It's like, you know, anybody's free to curse and swear and do everything else that they want, but a lot of times we don't do it in certain situations. So in the case of a channel, my suggestion is to go through the comments, and especially things that are overly offensive. It's one thing to swear and curse. It's another thing to mean something horrifying while you're doing it, because every one of those words can mean 5 different things if we put them in a sentence a certain way. And there are awful things that people will say on YouTube channels for the purpose of probably trying to get the creator in trouble, right? Trolls and things like that have, like, they become obsessed and do really ridiculous things to get after us, you know? But that could be a way. So again, forgive me, I'm getting into a long speech and I'm dancing around the fact that I can't give you a straight answer, but I just treat everything the same. If somebody said something horrifying in a comment, I would get rid of it. If they just want to call me an idiot or tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. But once you start getting into like that really offensive stuff, then I don't want it around. You know what I mean?
Inappropriate so say if I put an inappropriate picture up here, like Charlene could get in trouble, and Tuber Chat had to help me with that because I let somebody up from the studio who I thought it was someone I knew, and what they did was they copied or helped me with, they call it, they cloned somebody's name. So I thought it was them, and I let them up, and they put inappropriate video up, and I was mortified. I'm gonna just say that. And then also food and mukbangers. You know how they eat and they they have that language that they do that's almost sexual, they stop that too. Your channel could get in trouble for that. Like the Moni and the girl. Yeah, so you really have to read up and stay up on what YouTube is saying now, because they're always changing. Even the other platforms, they're changing also. Like they could play music on there. Now some of them, they don't want you to play music. They'll take your live down. So you have to be careful on all platforms.
Well, I was thinking more of a live stream, because I know my moderators have strict guidelines. You don't need my permission. We don't time out nobody. I'm not in grade school, junior high. We block them. And then if I go back or they reach out to me, like I was in a live stream, a couple live streams ago, had a guy that's been rocking with me since I first started. I personally saw it and warned him. I said, hey man, you know, I don't play that here. That's your only warning. And I got a text immediately. I was just about to block him, Rod. I'm glad you said something, because the guy had been supporting me for years. And so maybe he thought that was cool, but they know anything that's derogatory or degrading to someone else, block them. And I think,
I don't even think that's right. Like, forget the YouTube guidelines. As a human being, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just like the golden rule.
This guy was being blatantly disrespectful to the host. Blatantly disrespectful. And he kept coming back. I'm like, how's he doing this? And she made me a moderator, but she didn't tell me the rules, her rules. And then some more of her moderators came in, and they were just time outing this guy for 2 minutes, and he come back in 3 minutes with another crazy comment. I'm like, what are y'all doing? How are y'all doing that? They said, we just put him in charge. I said, man, y'all crazy. Because you're spending more time talking about this guy's comments than you are interacting with your other sensible guests.
And that's what they want. They want to distract your live. They want to disturb it. That's why they do that. And that's why you just block them.
I'm bye, Felicia.
Even off of YouTube, any of us could go out for a nice night, right? A dinner, we go out to a bar or club or something like this, and somebody over drinks or doesn't eat enough at the beginning of, and even our best friends can turn into like, dude, I can't, but like, you know, the next day you have to remind them, you were acting out of character, out of control. And that's just a tiny example of one, you know, minuscule reason why people may change their behavior one day. But we've seen that before. We've seen somebody like who's in a chat, like, you know, how many times before, and then all of a sudden it seems like a different person, you know? So we just have to be, I guess, on guard for that. But it's par for the course. It's part of, you know, the arena that we decided to play in.
I guess so. Unfortunately, I guess, but that's just crazy to me. Right? Sometimes I gotta remember, not because you wouldn't do it means someone else wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like everyone is.
It's way more bad people than it is good people, Charlene. I mean, I'm
hey,
I'm a little naive about that, I guess. I like to see the good in everyone in every situation.
Oh yeah.
And you know one thing, Charlene, that I didn't mention about monetization. I used to love it. Now it's not a pet peeve, but it's more of a I got lazy. Do not
what was that? One more time?
I said I used to love doing it. Now I've gotten a little lazy and I can't stand doing it. Really? And it's gonna blow your mind when I tell you what it is.
What's that?
It's putting ads in my stuff.
Oh, I wish that was auto.
Hey, now I get on my, but I will tell you, if you're not looking at your analytics, and if you're relying on YouTube to put ads in there, you're crazy. But if you're not looking at analytics when you put them in there yourself, like I had a time frame that people were dropping off my videos at 4 minutes and 12 seconds. So I put an ad at 2 minutes and some change and 3:58, 3:59. And I said every person's going to get to that point. But you have to look and see what's going on with your business. Don't just throw ads in and like, I don't know. I guess I'm just blessed because I pause a lot in my lives, even my videos, and it's a cliffhanger and it's a perfect place for an ad. It's a perfect place for an ad. And it's just, you have to control your money and control your destiny. And if you just rely on YouTube to do it, the only time I really rely on YouTube for ads is my lives.
Yeah.
I let them place the ads, and it's balanced. Get greedy, but
the only ads that are permanent are the shorts. They automatically do that, which I think it should be vice versa. But and that's always been something I don't like that YouTube does. I'm like, if I'm already monetized and you know I'm monetized, why I still have to go place an ad? Put it in there.
Yeah, because sometimes you forget. You don't always remember.
I'm gonna remember, Charlene. I may not want to do it. I may not want to do it, but that's one thing I'm not gonna forget. I might forget my wallet. I might forget my money.
You know, I have to admit, like, I don't understand. Like, I look at certain numbers and I don't understand it. I know Tuber Chat always talks about, oh my God, like, I love these things. I'm a geek for this. And I think that's great because we all have our purpose. And I like the CRM or whatever, like, I don't even understand what it is. And click-through rates, like, I look at it, but I don't know what the numbers mean. So I have to like educate myself because I feel like once you have that knowledge, you can now know how to take actions. Like, and as far as placing ads and all that, I don't know how to do all that stuff. Y'all need to make videos on how to do these things.
We do. We have them up. We even did live streams on them. But you know,
okay, but share it to me. I gotta check that out because I need to learn those things because I don't know.
One thing that has put me out, Charlene, when you talk about view duration. Once it get tanked, I don't care if you can get everybody in the world that you know to go watch the entire video. It seems like it won't go back up, not to where it makes a difference. Like I had a video and I was doing pretty good. I was averaging like 60% retention, and I must have had 10 people that just clicked it and realized I wasn't who they thought I was or whatever, and then it just dropped.
Wait. When you say 60% retention, that's how long people are staying?
Let's say I have a 10-minute video. I want them to watch 6 minutes of it. They watch 60% of the 10-minute video.
Which is great.
Okay, so they watch the majority of the video. Oh, that's what that means. Okay.
Like you would never hear me on a video. I may say it on a live, but a video you would never hear. And my only reason I do it on a live, I'm giving people time to come in. But on a video, you would never say, hey, this is Rod. Subscribe to my channel, like my channel. I must talk and say, hey, you know, Hilton is the best hotel program out in the world. Because they used to say 30 seconds. I'm a firm believer. Now you got about 10 seconds.
Attention span.
The loser. If you on there talking about, if you press go and then your dog start tripping and you leave it in the video, you guarantee they come. Unless they just love it. You know, so and that's your retention rate. And your click-through rate, it depends on how many impressions they send out, how many people actually click through the impressions that YouTube sent out.
And how many of them click on the video that's in your
video and then watching it for a little bit? That's what click through means?
Click through is a bit of a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like Super Chat, how do you feel about thumbnails? I've never had a chance to be on a panel with you.
Yeah.
Because I got some problems.
So thumbnails are important, but what I've learned in my own personal experience, I've had my best performing video is an accident because it's just a tablet my girlfriend gave me. I unboxed it and the video flew. Great. Then I got another electronic device. I unboxed it and made a thumbnail that matched it exactly. That video went nowhere, right? And if you look through a successful channel or any channel and look at their top 10 videos, then you get an idea of whether thumbnails matter for consistency or whether each video should have its own thumbnail. So these are things we can change too. You can go back and change the thumbnail. And someday this year, YouTube has promised us the tool. What they're going to do, if I understand it right, is allow us to make 3 different thumbnails for every video. They will put them out there equally as a test, and whichever one gets the best click-through rate will be set as the default. So they're going to do the A/B testing for us, actually like ABC testing. That will be incredible. But trying to find the ultimate thumbnail isn't the answer, ever. I got videos that have the worst thumbnails you've ever seen, or where the thumbnail didn't even work. and the video got 5,000 views or a live stream. And then I've got videos that I've put incredible time into thumbnails. I think they're beautiful, and they just don't go anywhere.
Nothing.
The reason I asked the question is because my top 5 view videos, the thumbnail looked like I took it to an elementary school.
Yes.
Wow.
And told the kids to create me a thumbnail, and I'll be back after school to pick it up, and that's what I was going to use.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that I put the most work into, no.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It just works out.
There's
part
one
of this
out there, and I'll say his name because he's got close to 800, about 600,000 subscribers. He's a very, 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 very good content creator. Made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You go to his channel, Chris Sane, and every one of his thumbnails is the same. The exact same thumbnail.
And see, I don't like that. I don't like when all the thumbnails are the same because you don't know which video to get unless you read the title. I don't like that.
But what I learned from him, Verne, is he got so many people sitting up there waiting on him to drop the next video. They know which one is the new. He'll change the words.
Mm-hmm.
The title.
But he probably has that audience.
Huh? Yeah, I wouldn't try it.
But wait a minute, Rod. Are you talking, because that's something I'm kind of looking to do. When you say exact same thumbnail, you mean like, like when you see a Tuber Chat video, a live, that's Tuber Chat, there's a certain like branding to it. Is that what you mean? Like, you recognize it, but the words might be different or the color scheme might be different.
I'm gonna pull it up.
So for my playlist, I have for my financial playlist, I have the same thumbnail. I changed the title and I changed like a little bit in the body of the thumbnail. I might say number 1, number 2, number 3, and what we're doing. Today we're doing credit. Next day we're doing housing. Next day we're doing something. So that I do the same thumbnail for, but not my lives. My lives, I've always changed my thumbnails. That's just something.
He's not live. These are videos, but it's not a playlist. I'm about to show you.
Yeah.
But
it's a subject playlist. That's why I keep it the same. So when somebody see that thumbnail, they'll be like, oh, this is part of that playlist of the series of finance, the series of unboxings, the series of whatever. So in that realm, for me, that's what I do.
Right. Jason has given us a tip in the chat. He's mentioned it in Tuber Chat a couple of times, but what he's doing, he says if I understand right, I believe he said he watched some bigger channels like Sean Cannell and that kind of like caliber, that what they do is they change their thumbnail many times in the first couple of days to see what's happening, and the title for that matter, right? So
see, I don't have the patience or the time to do all that. That's so if you're a full-time creator and you can do that, then that's good. So I wanted to say something before Rod said something, if that's okay, Charlene.
I don't have nothing else to say.
No. So I just want to give 5 quick tips. If you are a serious content creator, do your own research. I'm just giving you something that I think may assist you and help you on the way. One is, don't get overwhelmed. And what I mean by that is, being a creator is not easy. You don't need to have the most expensive equipment out there. And speak to who is in your live. If you only have 5 people, speak to those 5. Don't worry about the rest of the 490 that's not there. Why? Speak to the ones that are there because they are your audience at that moment, in my opinion. And the next thing is, and Tuber Chat can attest to this, about 2 to 3 times a year, YouTube does a thing called a purge. And what a purge is, you may have, and I'm just using the number, 3,000 subscribers. After they do the purge, you might have 2,800 subscribers. Do not worry. Do not get upset. Sometimes they filter out people who may not have been on your channel in years, or maybe they're filtering out robots or trolls or people that don't really have channels. It will go up. So I don't want you to get caught up with the numbers. In my opinion, don't stress about that, because for me, I have a community. I'm only at 5K and a little bit over, and I think I should be at more. But you know what? I branched out and I went to other platforms. So those are where my community is, because that's where they purchase my items. That's where they come to my business website. So those are different. So when I do something on my business website, I have like 20 people and they're like on a constant. Like on Mondays, I do this thing on my website. I have a constant 15 people, constant. So don't worry about that. The next thing is ask questions. No question is a dumb question. If you don't know, and you know that myself, Tuber Chat, Rod, and Charlene may know how to do, we're monetized. Maybe you don't know about monetization. Be respectful and say, hey, host, may I ask you a question about monetization? How did you do that? How did you feel? Most of the time, I'm going to be honest, most of the time the people will answer you. Okay. You may get some that'll be like, I'm not telling you do it on your own. But people like us that are givers, that are content creators for real, we will tell you. All right. We'll tell you what to do, what not to do. And again, do your own due diligent research. Number 3 is support one another. What do I mean by that? Go to each other's live streams, watch each other's videos, share it out, purchase their merch, purchase if they're having something. This is support. Okay. The 4th thing is stay out of drama. That's no explanation. Stay out of drama.
Yes.
I'm
serious for that.
Stay out of drama because YouTube is such a large platform. And I'm being very honest. There are people that will search you out personally and try to come to your home. They will search you out to try to get your channel banned. So be careful and stay out of the drama. If you can handle it, that's on you. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy to be arguing with you over something on YouTube. I don't. And my last tip is enjoy the journey. Don't try to be perfect. Oh, my hair's not right. I don't have on this and I don't have on that. And this, I can't get the word in of the. Don't worry about that. Be yourself. And I'm telling you, like we talked about earlier, sometimes those videos you put no effort in be the ones that do the best. And sometimes you can do, I spent 3 hours on this video. And it's going to be a 15-minute. Yeah, it's going to be a 15-minute video and you get 100 views.
Crickets.
So don't worry about being perfect. No. So those are just my tips for the creators that are serious on here. So I rest the mic.
There it is, Charlene.
Yeah.
Let me do solo because it's hard to see. Hold on. Go ahead, Rod. Put it up. Oh, wow. Oh, wait. I know this guy. I actually follow him. Okay. I didn't even realize it's the same. I think he changed the word sometimes. I think.
Yeah, he changed the word. Like... He changed the word, but 536K strong. He shared. But
that's the thing where I get confused a little bit because they say if you keep using the same thumbnails, because to me, if it's a series, I could use the same thumbnails, but they say that it's reused content. I don't know. It gets a little muddy sometimes, so I'm not even going to stress it. But I do want to create like a branded thumbnail, so when people see this, they know it's Charlene Heal or they know it's conscious business, you know, because I feel that helps you to stand out and people know, oh, that's her stuff. Let me get to it. Like I know when I see a tuber thing, like, oh, tuber chat, you know? So I'm working to create that, but I don't want it to be like the identical thing. I might change the color scheme or the word, but something to help me stand out. I feel like that's important.
I just think people know that his content is going to outweigh that thumbnail. Because you have some people have a great thumbnail and then you go in there and watch them, you don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that is true. I've seen that too. Yeah,
he had a post on Instagram the other day where he showed it well over $1 million just on YouTube.
Wow.
He's doing a show in Atlanta, I think in the next couple of weeks, sold out in less than 24 hours. Public speaking. This dude here he's the truth, but I just wondered, man, because you know you hear all these little stories. Oh, your thumbnail, your title, and then I see people that.
Yeah.
Here's one of the things that I think a lot of us think about, right? And we have to remind ourselves not to. I remind people all the time. We might put out a video and we think that nobody's watching it because they don't like it. But we have to remember they haven't seen it yet. That's not what the problem is. The problem is getting the content out in front of people's eyeballs. YouTube will give us the smallest bit of help. And sometimes we get a winner. Sometimes a video just takes off. And I promise you, it's a surprise on every channel that I touch. But we have to do the rest of the work on the other social networks as much as we can handle to start building the net that we're going to throw to get other people to come in from outside, to constantly be getting new people, let's just say. And then we reinforce our series or our content with the people that get there. And one of the biggest things that I described lately as an idea, I don't want to call it advice ever, but ideas for help is, on most channels, I would take the top 10 videos and leave them alone, because they're your superstars. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Your goal is to get the next 10 videos to start surpassing those, not trying to get the ones that people don't watch and get those ones to move, because a 10% increase on a video with 1,000 views is 100 more views. A 10% increase on a video with 10 views is 1 more view. You see what I'm saying? Same amount of work, awful result, but we could have known before we started, right? So this is what I recommend to any channel that's got more than 30 videos, let's just say, is to not focus on the top ones and make them go faster, because they're already doing great for your channel, but to not focus on the ones that you wish people would like, because it's not about that. No, people aren't watching, you know, like I said, people aren't not watching because they don't like it. They haven't seen it yet, right? And it's hard to not remember that, because we see a video with no views and it makes us want to think like, wow, nobody likes my video. No, that's not true. The 12 people who watched it might have liked it, right? So these are just ideas, like I said. Forgive me, Charlene, I'm going to hop off if that's okay. And then
we're allowed to leave. we're about to close it down. I didn't even realize we're rocking for 2 hours, man. Yeah. So we're going to close it down. If you guys want to leave with any closing words, I want to say thank you again to everyone in the chat, to my panelists, everyone coming after. You are honored and appreciated. Thank you so much. Guys, you want to share anything before we pop off out of here?
Ladies first.
Yeah, ladies first. There you go, Verne. I've talked enough.
You said you had to go. I just want to say thank you, Charlene, for allowing me to be on your panel. You know I love you, sissy. Congratulations on all your endeavors. And I am going to reach out to you about the life insurance. I know we've been missing each other because, you know, I'm booked, busy, and blessed. You know I stay on the go doing something. So, and I have a surprise. I would like to announce it here on your channel, if you don't mind. This week, we'll be meeting my brother, my friend, my YouTube BFF, Kevin, in person.
Yes, we're very excited. Kristen and Kira are excited as well. Verne's coming to Niagara Falls, and we are going to make sure she eats herself into oblivion between the meals and the snacks and the Niagara Falls and all the different things there are to do. It's going to be a fun few days for sure.
I'm excited!
This is incredible. Oh my goodness. And you don't have to get on the plane.
This has been a long time coming, like 5 years. I'm finally going to meet him in person. And literally, we only live like 3 hours away from
Oh my God, get out of town.
Verne was going to visit.
And he's in Canada, so we're at that border.
Verne had a plan to visit 5 years ago, and then I think she talked about it in February, and by April the restrictions were on, nobody across the border.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this is like it's many years. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not 5 years, but however long it is, right? And so I'm excited. Kira and Kristen are excited as well.
I know, I can't wait to see y'all. So thank you for allowing me to be on here, and anybody follow me if you want. You have questions, and I thank you so much. Yeah, love and light.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for Rod, Tuberman. Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Rod.
First and foremost, Charlene, thank you for allowing me to come on your platform. It's always a pleasure and an honor to share the screen with you. I've learned a lot from you, and thanks to everyone on the panel, because I wouldn't be where I am on YouTube today. All of you played a part in it. And I'm not saying it because we're here, it's the truth. Start with Verne, and then I think I met Charlene next through Verne, and then Tuber Chat, and I've gone to each individual channels. And again, just collaboration over competition, man. Not only think about what someone's done for us, but if we can acknowledge and let them know, hey, Verne, you know, you're the reason I started an interview channel. Tuber Chat, you made me want to really grow. Charlene, wellness is important, because I went through some stuff that I disappeared from Earth for 4 months. 4 weeks, not 4 months. So if we could just take the time to tell people what they mean to us, it's amazing how far that will go for that individual. But other than that, man, check out my channels, watch them. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Make sure you hit that notification bell because I just do pop-ups. I might pop and go live tonight at midnight, depending on how I do. I ain't got no job, remember? So that's
Oh my gosh. All right, so Tuba Chat. But before you say anything, real quick, just note on collaboration that it's really a beautiful thing because what you do, you introduce each other to different communities and you kind of like merge it because you never know what Tuba Chat might have. It might be something beneficial to someone that has not been connected to him and vice versa. So it's really good to collab and not compete in a way that will tear each other down, but collab and build communities together. I love collaborating. It's excellent for me. Plus, it kind of gives you a break. You don't have to be fake. You don't want to be on the camera all the time, even though you're gorgeous. You kind of want to take a big break. Go ahead, Tuba man.
Well, thank you, Charlene, because the only reason I came up here today was because I thought you needed some eye candy on the screen, and I thought I'd provide that for you.
Yes,
along with a little bit of talk about YouTube, like Anthony, who was on earlier, he says he could talk about podcasting all day. We all know that that's true. I was on for 3 hours earlier. We're still talking YouTube now, and it's not going to end. As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to be talking to the next person about this. Kristen gets to hear most of it. It never stops. But it is wonderful that we have a community like this that really does. This is what inspired Tuber Chat as a channel, right? Was when I met Verne and a lot of her friends, and I was like, wow, never before in my life have I seen people willing to grab each other and say, we're all going to help each other. And right away, I realized there was enough, even if it's only a tiny percentage, it's still enough for us to have a large, vibrant community of people with like-minded ideas and generosity. So everybody's going to be just fine and everybody's going to get what they want out of YouTube at some point. We all wish we could go faster and things like that, but the journey is part of the goal as well. Because we all know time flies. We're already looking back. Most of us are saying, wow, I can't believe it's already been 2 years, 3 years, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it is. And that's not going to stop. And someday, 10 years from now, we're going to look back and say, oh, remember what things used to be like, the good old days? The good old days are here right now. So we have to think about that, you know what I mean? So that we don't forget. They say it in, I forget which TV shows and everything else, and people have said it for decades. I wish somebody would tell us when we're in the good old days, when we're there. But I'm telling you right now, 10 years from now, we're going to be looking at these times and missing them. So we need to enjoy it that much more right now. And that makes it even that much better when we're all supporting each other and helping each other, because we're going faster than we could have on our own, for sure. Excellent. And yet, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are out there.
Yes, happy Mama's Day, beautiful mothers. Thanks for remembering that. I didn't even remember it was Mama's Day till my mama told me. I'm like, hey, yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, Charlene.
For being here. You're honored. You're appreciated. Thank you, everyone in the chat, everyone coming. I really appreciate it. All the super chats and the memberships, all that good jazz. Listen, the love and the support is really, truly appreciated. Let us continue to uplift each other on this amazing journey. I love you. I love you. I love you. Stay blessed.
So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank you so much. Abundant blessings now and always. Together, we can do so much more. Ubuntu love. So we have about 4 levels of membership available. If you are in the vibration of wealth and wellness and prosperity for all, definitely check out our membership and all the perks that comes with it. For those of you that are entrepreneurs and you would love to be in our barter club where we sit and discuss strategies and how to build our business, we exchange our different talents and skills to help each other grow. We even collaborate and form businesses together. We also do think tanks to help each other to bring ideas to life. We help each other to become more wealthy and to share that prosperity with our world. Together we can create a better world as entrepreneurs and amazing people who believe in oneness and prosperity for all. So I invite you to join the membership, become a part of that club. And if you're not interested in the club and you just want to support the vibration and the energies of prosperity and wellness, definitely join our membership. And thank